Hi, Room 41. Today's math lesson is on weight and liquid volume again. Only this time we are using that customary unit of measure that Americans use. We will not be using the metric system. I want to review with you what Americans do to measure weight and liquid volume. So just to get you thinking, here's a couple questions. What are some objects that you might weigh by using ounces? Ounces is our smallest unit of measure for weight. What would you weigh in ounces? It's going to have to be something really light. What would be some objects that you might weigh by using pounds? A pound of what? What do you think of when you think of a pound? What kind of objects do you weigh? Think grocery store. Go to the deli. When mom asks for a pound of chipped ham or a pound of salami, think about that when you need 5 pounds of sugar for baking. So we use ounces and pounds as our standard unit of measure here in America. So the pound is the primary unit of weight in our customary system. 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So how many ounces are in a pound? 16 ounces in 1 pound. So think about this. Which weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? It's an old joke. Do you get it? Which weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? Obviously they weigh the same. They're both a pound. However, that pile of feathers would be huge to get a pound, and that bricks might only even be a half or a quarter of a brick to get 1 pound of bricks. So their mass is greater and different, but their weights are the same because a pound is a pound. All right, so think about it this way. The initials that we use are OZ. I don't know why. Ounces, I guess. Ounces, they use OZ as the initials for ounce. For pound, we use LB. I don't know where that came from. Someday I'll take the time to look that up, but I don't know who decided that the initials for pound would be LB. And then our biggest unit of measure in the customary system is the ton. And we use a T for ton. So remember, 16 ounces, there's the initials, the abbreviations, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. And 2,000 pounds, that should be labeled, 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton. So it takes 2,000 pounds to equal 1 ton. That's our customary unit of measure for weight. So I have a paper plate here, and I just want you to think about how much is an ounce. An ounce it's not much. And I was trying to think what I could show you that would be an ounce. So what I came up with was I took Jell-O, and I measured out 1 ounce. And this is 1 ounce of Jell-O. That's 1 ounce. Very light. Okay, nothing much to it for weight. 1 ounce does not weigh much, okay? So even spread it around won't change the weight. It's 1 ounce, okay? So that's about the size of 1 ounce. Now, what would be about a pound? And I was looking around my kitchen, my house, trying to find something that would equal a pound. And here's what I came up with. That is exactly 1 pound. Okay, this baking soda that we use in our kitchen for different things like baking and cleaning is exactly 1 lb, 1 pound. That's exactly 1 pound. There's the metric measure. It's 454 grams. We learned about those. Now this box tells us this is exactly 1 pound. So this is what 1 pound weighs. Okay? So you can hear when I set it down, it's pretty heavy. Okay? 1 pound. A 5-pound bag of sugar. Can you carry a 5-pound bag of sugar? Carry a 10-pound bag of sugar? Okay, so we're talking about weight that way. Now, what if we talk about liquid volume and how much space liquid? Now, we can't pour liquid out to measure it. We have to keep it in a container. And so we remember that liquid volume is the amount of space that that liquid occupies. So do you know the liquid volume of milk in a large plastic jug? What do we call that? What's the liquid measurement for that? 1 gallon. Most of you have a gallon of milk in your refrigerator right now, or a gallon of orange juice. We buy gasoline by the gallon. Usually our cars can hold anywhere from 15 to 20 gallons of gasoline. So 15 to 20 of these would fill up your gas tank for your car. If mom or dad has a truck, it would take more. Okay? What about this individual carton of milk that you can get at school for lunch? Now, we sell the smaller one, so you can either get it as a pint or a half of a pint. Ours are half pints at school. Okay, so that container of milk or juice that you get at school is a half pint. So we go from gallon, and we talk about pint, and then what about juice in this type of a carton? When you buy orange juice or apple juice like that. That one is a half a gallon, or we say it's 2 quarts. So we've got a lot of different names there. We've got gallons, pints, and quarts. Do you remember last year, as third graders, because I saw them in the hallway, that you made the measurement men when you were learning about this measurement capacity? Do you remember making these guys right here? Okay, to help you understand the customary unit of liquid measure in America. Okay, so measurement man always started as 1 gallon. 1 gallon is his body. So you cut out the 1 gallon. Now that's not liquid, we use paper, but that represents 1 gallon. So, how many quarts are in a gallon? Look at your measurement man. How many quarts are in a gallon? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes 4 quarts. Oops, I'm moving my measurement man. It takes 4 quarts to fill up a gallon. Inside every gallon of milk, there are 4 quarts of milk. What about pints? Inside of this gallon, a gallon jug, okay, there are 8 pints. The pints are the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would take 8 of these to fill up 1 gallon, 8 pints. But you notice that 2 of these pints is the same thing as 1 quart. So if it takes 4 quarts to make a gallon, then it's going to take 8 pints to make a gallon. Then we switch. We switch to cups. Okay, and this was remember I just showed you a cup, that glass container I had, that's 1 cup. It would take 16 of those. That's going to be the green. There's 4, 8, 12, 16. It takes 16 cups to fill a gallon. And then if you want to switch that to the smallest unit of measure for liquid, ounces, it would be 128 of those ounces. So that's how we figure out capacity, liquid volume, when we use the customary measurement. It's a little bit more complicated than that metric system. That metric system was 1 liter, a deciliter, a centiliter, and a milliliter when they got smaller. Now we have gallon to quart to pint to cups to ounces. Okay, so they're asking you to look at 1 quart. Well, 1 quart is 1 quart, and each quart has 2 pints in it. And 2 pints right here, the 2 pints have 4 cups. And those 4 cups are each 8 ounces. And so 4 cups with 8 ounces is 32 ounces. If I want to look at this 1 pint, just one of these orange ones here, 1 pint has 2 cups in it, or 16 ounces. And then if I want to look at 1 cup, that is 8 ounces of fluid, liquid. And then an ounce, I showed you what an ounce looks like poured out onto my smartboard. 1 ounce is, of course, if it was liquid, it would just spread out. So I used the dry Jell-O to show you what 1 ounce would look like. So that's how we convert gallons to quarts to pints to cups to fluid ounces. So you're going to be getting on Compass, and you're going to be learning more about the customary units of measuring weight and liquid capacity. So first you're going to start with those, you're going to start with pounds, ounces, pounds, ounces, pounds, and tons. And then when you switch to liquid measure, you're going to be talking about gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. So they'll do a lesson with you, just like I just did. and they'll review this with you, and then you'll take a quiz on seeing if you understand these customary units of measuring weight and liquid volume. So head over to Compass, boys and girls.